second semester already over, Georgia State students can now expect to receive more help before finals.
Along with President Becker at 100 Auburn Avenue were Ambassador Andrew Young and Atlanta Mayor Kasim Reed.
Quito, Ecuador has now found its way to the list of countries to Georgia State's study abroad program. Students have given several complaints about the Panther Express. This includes elements such as the crowded conditions or the long wait time. Attendance in Zumba classes have grown here at Georgia State over the past few years. Instructor Courtney Brenneman thinks it offers workout routines that students may not be able to find in other fitness classes that are offered. Quito, Ecuador has now found its way to the list of countries to Georgia State's study abroad program. One of Georgia State's PR professors, Dr. Welch, helped begin this program to Ecuador for students to gain experience with nonprofit organizations.
I'm going to be taking a group of 10 to 12 public relations students back to Quito, Ecuador to work with FNODIS and the various nonprofits that they work with.
Although this trip to Ecuador is not like the other study abroad programs that Georgia State offers, taking in the culture will come second to students who plan to apply.
This particular study abroad is probably a little different than many other studies abroad because it is closer to an internship than it is to a study program.
Students who are not studying public relations and are interested in traveling to Quito, Ecuador, should not worry. Studying public relations is not a factor in the application process.
Any student can apply for this study abroad. It's not restricted to public relations students.
Georgia State students who are interested in the study abroad program to Ecuador would have something to look forward to than just Quito's culture. They can expect to enjoy the experience for 2 weeks during May. This is Vanessa Walls reporting for Panther Report. With the second semester already over, Georgia State students can now expect to receive more help before finals. An event called As Easy as ABCD Test-Taking Strategies helps students find useful ways to take tests. Ms. Melanie Covert, who is located in the Scholarship Resource Center of Sparks Hall, helped coordinate this event.
So the goal of the workshops is to talk about the times that students study, how often they study, what types of strategies they're utilizing in studying, and then also during the exam helping them to get rid of their test anxiety by increasing their confidence in what they know, and also helping them to answer questions like multiple choice questions versus essay questions and utilizing the test to assist them in doing well.
Having the skills to know how to take tests are just as important as learning how to study for them, because a lot of people go into tests and they put a lot of pressure on themselves, or they spend a lot of time on the wrong questions instead of just moving on to the stuff that they know they can do. And so I think learning not only how to study for tests and learning what works best for you, you also need to learn how to take tests that'll work for you.
The Test-Taking Strategies event isn't the only help students can turn to. The SGA office offers free Scantrons and Blue Books to students every day. Georgia State students can attend the Test-Taking Strategies event on Monday, April 15th from 3 to 4 p.m. in the University Center. This is Vanessa Walls reporting for Panther Report.
My name is Patrice Bryant. I'm a dance major, concentration in ballet with a business minor. And senior year came really quickly. I'm supposed to be graduating spring 2014, and so there's a lot of stress there. I'm struggling kind of with what exactly I want to do, or especially right after college, because it's hard to find something right away, especially with dance. You have to do auditions, and you have to get connections, and you have to have a plan. But you don't always go by that plan, so it's just a lot of uncertainty with the dance career. We dance and we use our bodies all types of ways. Like ballet, like they require you to do things that aren't really meant for your body to do, like turning out or being on point. Like that's not something your body was meant to do. With modern, you roll on the floor, you can get burns from the Marley. It's just a lot of physical stress there, but mentally there's a lot too because of competition. Even if it is healthy competition, sometimes you can get a little down on yourself, or is competition that isn't healthy out there, and they badger you and they make you look bad on purpose or sabotage you. That's not new in the dance world. And I'm able to move my body in this way, and then I can express my feelings however I want to, and just be able to forget about everything else, really. I don't want to just have a job that I'm doing just to make money. I mean, even if I don't perform, like, I'd rather be around it. Like, if I'm not going to perform, I want to be behind the scenes. I want to do like administrative work for a dance studio or for a dance center or for the arts. I want to be happy and I want to do what I love.
So we took the test and we were actually in this room right here, and I left it in the restroom and I came out and I hadn't read the directions. I just heat on the stick like they tell you to. So he's got the stick and he's looking at it. He says, okay, so what does this mean? I was like, I don't know. Let me go get the box. So I get the box and one line was really dark and the other one was really light. So I said, no, I don't think I am. There's a light line. Maybe that means no. But when I read the directions, it specifically said if there's two lines in any form or fashion, whether one was light or the other. And he didn't know, so I was reading the directions out loud, and I said, baby, I think I'm pregnant. The first 2 months were amazing because I had no idea. I didn't have any morning sickness, no tenderness in the breast, just nothing to really let me know I'd missed my cycle in May. I've had 30 years of all me, 30 wonderful, great years of all me. So I know there'll be some transition. I know it's not going to be the easiest thing, to handle to begin with. But I also feel like with the support of my husband, which has been wonderful, he's very excited about the pregnancy. I have always been the type of person to worry about finances, I would say the most. And I think that's what stresses me out the most. And I happen to work as an elementary school teacher in a Title I school, which means that 85% of the students qualify for free or reduced lunch. So I see a lot of mothers that don't, particularly work or have the capabilities to take care of their children financially. And people tend to think, oh, she's a teacher, she's got a career, or she's married, everything should be set. And then I feel like even though I'm in a career that's predominantly women, they don't account for the fact that the women are the one that carry the children because there is no paid maternity leave.
There's not gonna be no limit to what my daughter can have and what I'm gonna do for her. I'm gonna give my all and break my back for my wife and my daughter.
Everybody says, oh, pregnancy's so beautiful, you're so glowing. But at the same time, there's other things that are that's not beautiful and not glowing. And I'll be honest in saying that your breasts change dramatically. You feel heavier.
I feel bad because, she's breathing like she's like 300 pounds. And I'm like, why? It was just 2 steps. You know what I mean? I'm just, come on now.
You can't imagine, how difficult it is when your feet are swelling out of your shoes, the changing in your clothes size that you have to wear, brushing your teeth sometimes, your gums bleed because all the calcium's going to the baby.
She's carrying a other life inside of her, so I sympathize for my wife.
There's a lot that I just think younger women, including myself at the age of 30, had no earthly clue was going to happen to my body. And our relationship for that matter, because I'm insecure about certain things. I'm like, no, I don't know how that's going to go right now. I just really don't know what's going on in that whole general vicinity. We'll just leave that alone. And it wasn't until I got a chance to get on the blogs and become pregnant and compare this. When I would ask other women, they would say, oh yeah, that happened to me too. I'm like, well, don't you think this is something that we should talk about? Don't you think this is something that women should know before they become pregnant? I think that's some of the things that the media, disregards. And I think that's why some younger females think the best solution to life is, I just think pregnancy is a cute thing to do. And it's actually very difficult. And your body goes through changes that are not cute in any form or fashion. And I feel like we'll have time to grow back together as a couple, because that's been difficult as well. You know, when you're pregnant, your body is going through so many changes. There's times where the sound of his voice absolutely drives me crazy. I don't want to be around you. I don't want to hear you. So, you know, just growing back together and having that time, I think that we'll be able to manage.
Everything I do right now is for my wife and my daughter. And my other daughter back there that's whining, my little dog. You know, I'm surrounded by women, I know, and they are my life. You know, she'll give her last for me and I will give my last to her.